Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Margarita and today I am here to talk to you about the most disappointing reads that I read in 2018. So I'm going to talk about 5 books like I have been in all the other videos. These are in no particular order. They're just 5 books that I found very disappointing this year. And let's just get into it. So I don't have one of the books, so I'm going to talk about that one first so I don't forget to bring it up. And that is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. I have tried to read this book multiple times now, and I have never gotten past page like 100, maybe 120 if I've really pushed myself. There's something about this book that I just don't mesh well with. I don't really care. I find it kind of boring. And I'm really upset because I really want to love the book. Everybody else loves the book, but it's just not really for me. I DNF'd it, and I don't think I'm going to be trying to pick it up again. Definitely not anytime soon, but I don't think I'm going to try and pick it up again at all. So that's really disappointing because I really wanted to love the book, but alas, I did not. The next book that I'm going to talk about, it's this one and the next one. I'll tell you. Let me show you the book. It's the Binti series by Nnedi Okorafor, and it's the first and second books that I've read so far this year. I haven't finished the third one yet. But I find these books disappointing, not because they're not good. They are good, but they're so short. They are, let's see, under 100 pages, and I just want so much more because the story's interesting, but you don't understand like the dynamics behind things or why certain things are as important as they are. I just don't think that it delves deep enough. I think that this should, first of all, that it should be one novel probably. All of these things could be meshed into one novel, and it really needs to be fleshed out. I do enjoy it, but it's just, I need more of it, if that makes sense. I don't think that this story lends itself well to being a novella. Or maybe I'm just too stupid to get it. That's also very possible. But for me, I just need more of this. The next book that I'm going to talk about is The Goose Girl by Shannon Hale. This has been on my bookshelves the absolute longest, and I told myself I had to read this in 2018 or I was going to get rid of it. And I did read it. But unfortunately, I thought this book was so boring. It's basically a fairy tale retelling, and I know I'm kind of alone in this thought because everybody loves Shannon Hale. She's had, like, I've seen a lot of her on BookTube, and everybody loves her. I'm not one of them. I found the story really boring. I didn't really care. It's a retelling of the Goose Girl, and basically this girl, the princess, gets sent to a neighboring kingdom to marry the prince. But it's like a month-and-a-half journey or something to the neighboring kingdom, and right before they get there, her lady's maid and a handful of the guards kind of throw this like coup, and they just slaughter all of the loyal guards, and they try to kill her, so she has to flee, and she becomes a goose girl to try and, you know, get her way back in, but it's very dangerous for her. It sounds like all the things I would really love, but there's just something about this that I didn't care about. So I'm very sad, but this was just not for me. The next book that I'm going to talk about is Storm Siren by Mary Weber. By no means did I think this was going to be my favorite book, but I thought that I was going to enjoy it. It's about an elementalist, and she's a slave, and all the elementalists in this world are killed off because they're not supposed to have that much power or something like that. And she's the only female elementalist that has been born in like the history of ever. And I thought, this is going to be awesome. It's about a badass girl with these awesome powers, learning to control them. Awesome. What's not to like? Turns out a lot. It was it was kind of boring. My favorite character died, and it just, in the ending, you were supposed to have like this shocked moment at the ending. It's supposed to be a cliffhanger. I saw it coming from a mile away, and so when it happened, I was like, okay, I knew this was going to happen. So I have no urge to pick up the rest of the series, which is why I have decided to unhaul them all. So unfortunately, this just didn't really do it for me. It sounded like it was going to be awesome, but it really fell short, so oh well. And the last book that I have to talk about, I just finished recently, and I'm so disappointed. It is so bad. That is The Service Breaks by Leslie, that's not right, by Louise O'Neill. First of all, can we just take a moment to appreciate this stunning, stunning cover? Like, look at this. It is the most beautiful book I own, and I'm contemplating whether or not I'm going to keep it, but that's besides the point. This is a feminist retelling of The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid stories did not do it for me this year because another one is in the worst books that I read this year. First of all, feminist, question mark, not sure. Didn't really seem incredibly feminist to me. The most feminist character was the Sea Witch. And the ending, oh my god, don't get me started on that. So basically, supposedly feminist retelling of The Little Mermaid. Not quite. The ending really makes no sense to me because the whole story, this main character has been under the thumb of her father and all the men in this society. Women are second-class citizens, essentially. And also another thing that really bothers me, instead of like showing you that, she just kind of beats you in the head with it and tells you over and over and over and over again, like you're too stupid to actually understand that concept without it being blatant, which I really don't appreciate. I don't think I'm that stupid of a reader, so that really turned me off, and just to start with. And then, so she's under her father's thumb, and then like 20 pages from the end, she decides to stand up to her father, and it just doesn't make sense. It's like trying to tell me 1 + 1 = 50, and that's not true. And the pacing was all weird. I don't know. You would think because I just read it, I would have better thoughts about it, but everything about this just really bothered me. It was not as good as it should have been. It could have been amazing. And like, again, this was sold as a feminist retelling of The Little Mermaid, and I think we got like maybe 10% of this book is feminist, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me your opinions. Did you read this? Do you think it's feminist? I don't. I think that this is a really bad book, and I'm really upset because the cover is so gorgeous and the inside is such trash, and I was so disappointed. I thought I was going to love this book, and I did not. If I remember correctly, I gave this 2 out of 5 stars. I thought that this was going to be an automatic 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm so disappointed in it, and in the author, and in myself, and just, there's so much disappointment to go around. So let me know in the comments down below your thoughts and opinions on these books, if you've read them, the most disappointing books you have read this year, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!